It just rips up your arm.
Guys, please come back and save me. Oh my God.
Have you ever watched a scary movie and wondered how the killer outsmarts their victim every single time? Welcome to Can You Survive? Where celebrity guests are placed inside your favorite horror films, armed with only a six-sided die and their real-life intuition. Will our contestants be mere victims? Or are they survivors with the wit and skill to escape the killer and save their friends? I'm Alexander Ward from Crypt TV, and it's time to find out, can you survive?
Hi everybody, welcome to Can You Survive?
My name is Zach. I run the horror channel CZ's World, where I do horror movie analysis. When I really got into horror movies, it was when I got interested in The Shining, because that one is one that you can watch so many times and pick up different creepy things.
Absolutely.
And you always learn something new every time you see it.
Hi there, I am Wee Claire. I am a host, a podcaster, writer, and a stand-up. When I was quite young and I switched on the TV late at night and I wasn't supposed to be watching all the bad movies, and it was Hellraiser. It was wonderful and I loved it. I was so spooked and scared, but really intrigued.
I'm Jesse Soley. I make content about being transgender and a parent. I have 7 brothers and sisters, and they were able to watch scary movies when I wasn't when I was little, and they had put on Scream. I sneaked in and I was watching it with them, and I had my eyes shut, but then as soon as I opened my eyes, it was when like Drew Barrymore was like hanging from the tree. And I'm 5 or 6 or something, so it petrified me. I didn't sleep for weeks.
So for the game today, you're gonna need some stats on your sheets. Strength, smarts, and hustle. You have a pool of 5 total points, and you split them up however you think you rank in that category. When I ask you to do something or roll a dice, you are going to then take what you roll and add those numbers to it depending on which category I'm having you roll in. So, if you're all ready, I think we're gonna see if you can survive.
Okay.
You open your eyes and you find yourself in a very cavernous warehouse space full of large industrial machines, rusting bits of metal, and what look to be pieces of deconstructed robots. There's clutter everywhere, there's dust. It looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. It is decaying and falling apart. You don't hear anything. Nothing seems to be moving. But you know you have to get out of here. You have an instinctive feeling you need to escape this place.
So this is some kind of factory, right?
It is some kind of factory.
So there has to be some kind of assembly line. Maybe if we can go back up the assembly line.
There is an assembly line running through the middle, like a conveyor track running through the middle of this factory floor.
Looks like I've checked it out.
You look like you've checked it out there. So you go over. Go ahead and make me a smarts roll to investigate.
What is it?
Oh, 6. A total of 8. You go over to this conveyor belt and you take a look and you see at the end of the belt, there is sort of a chute that comes down into the factory floor, like pieces would come down into this room from an opening in the wall over there. And you walk to the end of the conveyor belt and you check it out and you stick your head under there and you look up and it is dark in there, but it looks like there is a track that goes up to a different part of the factory.
As a precaution,
Yeah.
I would like to search, just in case I'm feeling uneasy, I'd like to search for some kind of sharp object or weapon.
Go ahead and make me a smarts roll.
Please, go on. 3 plus 2. Okay.
5 is pretty good. You start looking around and digging through the piles of what look like robots, which is odd. You do find what looks like the interior structure of something that is a pretty sturdy piece of metal that has been sheared off or like broken at the end. So you have a sharp piece of metal.
Now we're tooled up. Okay.
Someone has a weapon at least.
A weapon.
Always
okay.
need one.
What are we doing? Do you want to like use our phones to go up?
The room is pretty big and you can't see all of it because there is machinery and stuff blocking your vision. So you could walk to the other side, check out, see if there are any doors or other exits from the area. You would have to explore the room.
I mean, so the exit sign, it's not lit up, but it's on the other side.
It's on the opposite side. You can see the sign. You can't see the door because the door is being blocked by a piece of machinery in the room,
Got
but you can just see the sign.
And how much closer is his hole?
It's about,
Freezing.
I mean, if it's the one I think you're talking about, it's about halfway through the room.
So close.
It's what, sorry?
About halfway through the room.
Halfway.
Can we just use our light to look up the hole?
Absolutely.
Is that okay? Do I have to roll?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, you could just tell
I mean, yeah, but you mentioned it, so why don't you roll?
Okay, is this a smart roll?
Yes.
Okay. 5 plus
Nice.
2.
7, okay.
All right.
So you take your phone, you turn on the flashlight, and you bend down. And it is, you have to kind of bend up and in. So you shine your light up in there, and you can see that the conveyor belt does in fact go up. It most likely when this is on, pieces are coming down, but it does have the same track running up through this little narrow passageway, which you could feasibly climb up.
I feel like we check out the exit sign first and just make sure that's not
But then we would
viable.
have to walk through the whole thing. What if there's things that are popping out we can't see?
Let me pose a question to both of you. Should we split up or do like a little search party to the door and somebody stay by the...
I feel like I want to see. I put my guy up here because if I was actually in this warehouse, I would want to go a little higher so
What do
I
you
could
mean you
see.
are actually in this warehouse?
Exactly.
While I'm actually in this warehouse, I would like to be high so I could see anything weird.
Okay, so if you want to do something, if you want to stay by the conveyor belt and you want to look for the door and you want to get up somewhere high, we can do all three of those things simultaneously if you would like.
Let's go.
Okay, I think Jesse should go first.
All right, so there is, as you look up, there is like a catwalk sort of situation around the top of the factory where other things are taking place. There's ways to go up and look around, but there is a ladder off to the side, which is how you would access that area. Make me a strength roll.
Jesse,
I could climb a ladder.
You can climb a ladder.
We believe in you.
3
4.
plus 4.
You start climbing the ladder. And you get up, and when you're about halfway up, you hear a little bit of shift of metal, like groaning, and you pause and you hold your breath for just a moment, and it passes. Nothing seems to fall apart, and you continue climbing up the ladder, and you make it up to the top.
I am going to put myself into a support role for both of you. I'm going to just be close to Jesse, just in case Jesse falls.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to be like your bodyguard. I know I don't
Okay.
look strong, but I got you.
I feel like you have strength. I can feel it. It's the Scottish strength.
We're very angry. We've got the rage, basically. So I'm going to stand next to Jesse with the weapon.
Okay, great. So you move over to the bottom base of the ladder where Jesse went up. There's pieces of discarded metal. There's all sorts of things littering this place, and you happen to kick a piece of metal that goes clanging across the floor as you move over there. And as you do, you hear a little.
Could be a rat, though.
You wanted to go check out that door, correct?
Mhm.
You go ahead.
Might as well.
Yeah, might as
Sorry,
well.
we've left you alone. I'm like, I'm
Knock
over
that
here.
off the
No,
list.
it's not that far away
But I
from where
could
the
spot
ladder
you
is.
from a-
Yeah. You got Overwatch looking down on you. You go around this big piece of machinery that has been blocking your view of the door, and there is in fact an exit door there that looks to be possibly functional, but you'd have to check it out.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should see if the door
Okay.
will open.
Great.
Okay.
You walk up to this door. It does in fact say exit. It is not powered, and you go and grab the latch and you try to open it, but it is locked. It's not broken. It could be opened, but you need to find a key.
Jesse, what can you see from up there? Like, so what's Jesse's view like?
Jesse, looking down from where you are on this catwalk, you can see much of what you saw on the ground, which is this kind of abandoned, disused factory. But from up here, you do see that there is another door on the opposite side from where the exit is that seems to lead to either the rest of the factory or possibly offices or something like that that would be part of the functioning business that this place used to be.
Okay. So I would say to him, because at this point he's probably told me that it needs a key, right?
You could have shouted it, or you
Yeah.
could say that you need a key. But
Yeah.
you are far away, so you'd have to be rather loud if you wanted to convey that information.
There's a key.
There it is.
We need a key.
Okay, and then I would say, oh, I see another door, and if there was a key, possibly it would be in the offices in a drawer, etc.
Well, in our piles of scrap metal, is there anything magnetic?
You could absolutely look for one. So go ahead and make me a smarts roll. Looking for a piece of magnet. Oh, that is a 1 plus 2, so 3.
Well, I don't get to keep my previous smarts.
No, you don't.
They're just temporary. Temporary ideas.
It's, every idea is fleeting. You go searching, you find near the exit door that you're standing near, you see a pile of disused items. You go searching through it, looking for something magnetic. You don't really find anything. You do find something that you feel like could be, but you're just not able to really, nothing is working the way you feel like it should. So do you come down from the catwalk?
Yeah, and I would use the same ladder just because I know it did creak,
Yeah,
but
but
I did get up.
You did get up.
And since she's down there, I would possibly ask her to hold the bottom.
If you fall, you'll just squash her.
Yeah.
And then we'll lose 2
I'll
people.
break my fall.
I'm fine to hold the ladder.
So you hold the ladder at the base, and you start coming down. As you're coming down, you start feeling that feeling again, and it starts to creak a little bit, but it holds, and you come down.
So should we go to the office? Are we going to get the key? Is that what we're going
The
to
office
do?
is upstairs, right?
No, the office is down on the ground floor.
Okay.
He just saw it from
saw it
from
from
up
there.
there. It's just opposite from the door you're
So
standing in front of.
we have
So-
to decide if we want to go into the office or check out the the machinery shaft.
We can split up as well. But
Yeah, you can.
That's always a good idea
Is
in a
it-
horror movie, right?
we can split up. You
Is
guys.
anyone feeling like they should go through the shaft? Is anyone getting that gut feeling?
I think the key is a good idea, and maybe there can be other things in the
You hear a
office
clang.
that we could arm
Off
ourselves
into the
with.
side of the factory, you hear this clanging metal fall.
Oh, we just need to get to the office. Shall we just run to the office?
I have an idea. If there is something in here that is sentient in any way, maybe we could distract it by throwing something on this side of the room, and then we all book it for the door.
Sure.
Good idea.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make me let's say a hustle roll.
You got the hustle.
3
Can
and
knock
2.
the hustle.
All right, so a total of 5. So you pick up a piece of like a broken sort of cog that is on the ground, a piece of machinery that is disused, and you huck it across the factory, and it clangs and makes a bunch of noise as it hits on the other side. You all start to make your way through the other door, trying to be as quiet as possible to kind of throw off if somebody was, say, watching you. Why don't all of you make a roll for smarts for me?
I don't know, Alex got a bad feeling about this. Not sure. Smart.
4.
Oh, yeah.
6
Ooh.
and 2. 8.
2 for me, which is 4 altogether.
All right, great. So you all head towards this other door, and you stumble a little bit, but you catch yourself. You don't fall, you don't take any damage. But as you're righting yourself, there's someone next to you.
Oh no.
There's a little girl next to you.
Hello, little girl. What are you doing in
And she
this
just
factory?
looks at you.
No. I am going to use reasoning, I think.
What are you doing here?
Just cleaning up the factory. It's very dirty, and we just need to make sure it's clean and tidy for you.
That doesn't sound right.
Really? Well, look at the mess on the floor. It's clearly logic dictates that someone should come in and clean the factory.
You hear almost like a hard drive spinning up.
No, you're not. You're not a janitor.
Damn Windows 11 update. Okay.
And they grab your wrist.
Oh God. I'm gonna jam the weapon into her hand, so hopefully it.
Okay? So go ahead and make me a strength. See if you can do this.
God damn it, you guys. Where are you? Come back and save me. Oh God, I'm so dead.
It's over.
So you rolled a 1.
Rolled a 1.
You take this piece of this rusty, shorn, sharp piece of metal, and you go to stab into this little girl's hand. Which, why would you do this?
That's what I was gonna ask, if she knew it was a little girl.
Murdering a little girl. And you,
I told you we're very ragey.
you are, yeah. Unfortunately, you miss, having rolled a 1. So this piece of metal does hit the intended target, but unfortunately you hit it at such an angle that it kind of glances off her hand that is on your wrist and gouges deep into your own forearm, leaving a huge
We don't know her, right?
trail. It just rips up your arm and starts bleeding out.
Guys, please come back and save me. Oh
There we go.
my
At
God.
this point, you hear Claire say that.
Have we noticed any of this commotion
No,
happening?
it's been very quiet, very intimate between the
It
two
all
of them.
happened quickly.
And now, hearing Claire yell to you, you can turn around and look and see what's happening.
And have we made it to the office yet?
You're just about there. You are like feet from the door.
Okay. Let's go into the office and look for
Wow.
look for something that we can fight with.
I thought we had a lovely chat before this. And
I
we're
know, you
getting
did
on
hold
real-
my ladder, so
It's
I'm
kind of already over for
conflicted.
you.
What you could do is one of you could go look for the key while the other one helps.
Okay,
if
see,
you'd
that's
like.
exactly what I was about to say, is I feel like while I'm seeing this, I would want to run back. You held my ladder, you spotted me. I think I would just try to like kick her down.
Okay, all right, okay.
Because obviously this isn't a nice little girl, whether it's a ghost or a robot or whatever we think it is at this point,
Okay.
I would kick her down.
Okay,
And then I would
yes.
grab you and I'd pull you by your other hand.
So let's do a few things here.
Okay.
Do you want to go into the office and look for the key?
I want to go to the office and look for something like a weapon or something I can
Okay.
use against her.
Great. So we'll handle
And
these.
possibly the key.
So go ahead and make me another strength roll to pull your arm out.
No.
And then please make me a hustle roll to get back to Claire to help and kick away.
Please.
These two things are happening
3
simultaneously.
plus 3 plus 2 is 5.
I rolled
Yes.
1 and I have a 2, so I have a 3.
Why don't you make me a smarts roll while you get into the room and start looking around.
3.
Plus 2 is
Plus
5. You rush towards Claire. Claire is trying to escape the grasp of this small child, which is a funny sentence I've never said. And now you are in the office. So you open the office door, which opens freely. It is not locked. Looks like an office off to the right on the hallway, and then off to the left, turns around a corner, which you don't know what's there yet, but there is an office there. Looks like sort of a managerial space that like whoever was the foreman of this factory may have worked. You go running back towards Claire, and you're attempting to knock this little girl out of her and push her away. You rip your arm out of her grip and manage to fall back just as you are about to collide with the girl. You pulling your arm out shifts the position, and you misjudge where they are, having rolled a 1. And you go toppling past the little girl, and you manage to pull yourself free of her. As you're falling, you feel a surprisingly strong, small hand catch you by the shoulder and pull you back up.
I see she's looking out for you now.
And as you come back up, you come face to face with this small child, and as you're this close, you look into her eyes, and then you see them focus like a camera lens, and you instantly know this is not a regular human girl. And she looks at you and goes, "You know, bad children often become bad adults," and throws you across the room.
She's kind of right, though.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
So you're in the room, looking at the thing. You search a couple of drawers. You do find on the desk a letter.
I'll pocket it.
Okay, you
What
pocket
I'm
it.
looking for is the fire extinguisher, because we're in the office.
Interesting. Great. Yeah, there is a fire extinguisher. in the
Yeah,
room if
I'm
you'd like to
I'm
grab
grabbing that.
Okay, go ahead and make me one more smarts roll to look for those keys.
3.
Plus 2 is
Plus
5,
two.
so great. You search a couple of drawers and you see papers and all sorts of things, but you do find a set of keys. You don't know if they are for the door, but there is a key ring with a set of keys. Back to you on the floor. You trace the arc of Jesse flying through the air, and you see them land about a good 15 feet away from where the little girl was.
Okay, all right.
Your gaze pans back across to the little girl who is doing that funny TikTok dance that she is so wont to do.
Okay.
Just, to pass the time. What do you want to do?
I feel like the only way to get rid of this strange mechanical child is to maybe jam its electric nodes somehow.
There is, underneath the conveyor belt in the center of the room,
Yes.
you can see that there is a cable. It is something you could possibly use, but it might be difficult.
So I am going to do the difficult thing,
Okay.
and I will live with the consequences. I'm
Wonderful.
going to try and take whatever wiring is down there, and I'm guessing that the head would be the most sensitive area.
It's very possible.
I'm going to try and
Okay.
jam into something at the eyes of the head.
You dash over to this conveyor belt, and you go for this piece of cabling that you can see hanging beneath, and you grab it and you pull to try and dislodge it or yank it out from underneath there, and it does come undone. And as you grab this and turn to stand up, you see her rushing at you. Please make me a strength roll.
Gotta roll a good one.
Okay, no pressure, Jesse. I got you. You're just chilling in the office.
I'm not chilling.
You're just at the
Yeah,
water
we'll get to
cooler.
what happens here.
2 plus 2.
is 4. Okay.
What's that? What are you doing?
This is my die.
Okay. What's that mean?
Megan comes rushing in, and at the exact moment she gets to you, you pull this cable up and you jam it into the side of her head. And it sticks.
Yeah.
It pierces the silicone that makes up her face and kind of jams into the circuitry in the side of her head. And for a moment, you see the eyes twitch, and you feel shaking, and you're holding onto this thing, you're pressing it as hard as you can into the side of the head, and you see her eyes start moving in different directions. You can see, it looks like she's starting to malfunction. And you think you may have done this. You think you may have fried her.
But
And a minute goes by. And then the eyes snap back onto you. And she stops. And she looks and goes, "Just kidding." And her hand clamps on the side of your head and just starts pulling your ear and pulling it and pulling it and pulling it and just rips it off the side of your head. And you just start profusely bleeding and you fall down to the ground.
am I dead?
You could get a second injury.
I don't like this anymore. Can we go home now?
As this is happening, we cut to you. What do you want to do with the fire extinguisher?
Yeah, we're here to help
Yeah,
us.
I'm hearing the commotion. I'm coming out to.
Yeah, you hear yelling, you hear clanging, you hear crashing, and you come rushing out of the office doors just in time to see Claire jam this thing into the side of the head and start wrestling with Megan. And you, Jesse, are starting to come up after being thrown a very long way, and you've clambered into some things and are finally pulling yourself out of the wreck of metal.
If there's anything I know about Megan, it's that she does not do well with moisture. She hates water. Let's blast her with the fire extinguisher.
Okay, great. Luckily, this is not a CO2 fire extinguisher, this is a water fire extinguisher.
I think I would just see Zach with the fire extinguisher and just book it towards him.
You're running towards Megan to spray her with the fire extinguisher. You're trying to meet up with Zach to help. Unfortunately, while you are both moving as fast as you can to get to help Claire, it's not quite fast enough. And you see, as after this ear is ripped off the side of your head, Megan takes her hand on the other side of your head and just goes,
It's okay. You don't have to cry anymore.
Oh my God.
Rip.
F's in the chat, F's in the chat.
F's in the chat.
F's in the
and
chat.
unfortunately, Claire passes away.
I mean, we don't know what her motivation is, because usually Megan wants to protect her primary user.
Yes.
So maybe she felt threatened by Claire somehow.
Yes.
And when you came in, she just saw that as a threat. So
You haven't seen the primary user.
I'm kind of thinking we see what her reaction is. Or maybe we try talking to her.
Okay. Like reasoning?
No, you're dead.
Does the spectral realm exist?
No, not that you know of. You are not aware of
I
it.
want to haunt Megan. She ripped my ear off.
You can haunt her if you want, if you really want to.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand next to her.
Okay.
Who is your primary user?
My primary user is Katie.
Where's Katie?
I don't want you to know where Katie is.
Okay. Do we have beef? Are we cool, Megan?
Are we cool?
You're an intruder into where I am keeping my primary user safe. So, no, we are not cool.
Do you want to please let us leave? Do you want to open the door for us, Megan?
We'll get out of your way.
Yeah, we're happy to not be here anymore.
No.
If you get out this way, I'm gonna be really pissed.
We just had to ask.
Just be nice to her.
No, I don't think I'll let you leave. You know where we are. And she
No, I don't
starts-
know where we are.
So she
Do you?
starts heading towards you.
Witnesses.
Let's hit her with the fire extinguisher in the face. In the face. In the face.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you both make me a group roll of smarts to make this work. And we'll see what your score is.
All of my rolls have been smarts.
You've been thinking real hard.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Bailing
So
me
that's
out.
or
5 plus 2 is
7.
7, and then 1 plus 2, 3. As Megan rushes towards you, you aim the fire extinguisher and you go to support, like holding the tank as you aim the nozzle. And you manage to spray this fire extinguisher right into the face of Megan, which she is not happy about. She starts thrashing about and trying to clear the water from her face, and it is having a very adverse reaction.
Let's see you dance now.
Yeah, it's not so much dancing anymore, really not happy.
Yeah, run for the door with you while Megan's distracted. And as we're running, we try to already go through the keys.
You're both gonna make me a hustle roll, and this is gonna be your last roll to determine if you can get out of here.
You guys have got good hustle. You got this, you got this, you got
You
this.
as well, Jesse.
5.
5. 5.
Still 5.
Okay, look at you both. Okay, so you both sprint at this exit door. And as you're running, you have the keys in your hand. As you're running, you slide, you grab that weapon, you keep running. You get to the door while Megan is still distracted. You fumble through the keys and you manage to, you put one in, it doesn't work. You put a second in, it doesn't work. The third one works and the door swings open and you are looking out at a parking lot out of the back of the factory.
So yeah, leave, sure.
And leave Claire's body.
Sorry,
just
Claire's
in
body.
there.
Oh,
It's okay.
I mean,
So
I
you
consent.
both
after we like call, the army and
Yeah.
everyone, we will then go back.
Army.
Thank you.
So you both,
Thank you.
as you open the door, you fling open, you take one look back over your shoulder, and you see Claire's body, and you see Megan has righted herself and is looking dead at you and starts sprinting at the door. And as you take a step back and you slam the door after you all step out of it, you feel an impact as Megan slams into the door just as it's shut. And you both get out.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll end things. So congratulations, 2 of you lived.
Please feed my cat.
But you all did very well.
2 people
2 out of
didn't
3
live?
ain't bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were for sure gonna have one of us like trip. And
No,
then,
well, I was if you had rolled worse,
Oh,
but it
got
is
you.
up to the dice. And I appreciate it. That was
dice.
great,
Well
you all.
done,
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much. Thank you very much for joining me. And we'll see you next time on Can You Survive?